Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Simply Samples, in which I choose some samples to utilize for a couple weeks. Then I come back to you, I talk to you about my experiences with said samples, whether I think they're worth it or not, and then we pick new samples. So for those of you new here, my name is Donna. Super happy to have you here, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for coming back and supporting my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. You all know that. I'm sure that you do. Today, the samples that we are digging into are these guys here, minus of course the fragrances, because you know that I haven't been using those fragrances. I need to get back in on that train. I do have just the typical 7 samples to go over with you. Oh, and the sheet mask dude that's over here. So let's dig in, and I always start with the hair one first because we only pull one hair sample and we're actually kind of running out of hair samples, so I might have to split up like the skincare one into body and face. How do we feel about that? Maybe. I don't even know that I have enough body samples, if I'm honest. But let's start with this guy. This is the Carol's Daughter Cocoa Cream Coil Enhancing Moisture Butter. And I really thought that this was a mask, and it's not. Everything I read about it said that it was a styling tool. So this is $11.99 for 12 ounces of product. And I did find it at a couple different places, all with super high reviews. I think the lowest review on it I saw was 4.6 stars. This is perfect for hair that needs extreme moisture. That's what it boasts. And it definitely, I do feel like, gave my hair extreme moisture. You all know I put crazy colors in my hair often, and it seems that every time I shower, it changes. Not every time I shower. Every time I wash my hair, it seems to change color. So there's that. I haven't had it recolored. So this is because I washed it, and it seems that the purple underneath is seeping into the top, which is whatever. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig having different hair every single time I wash it, so there's that. Because of the fact that I do color my hair, it's not damaged necessarily, but it is really dehydrated hair. I think it's pretty healthy for the most part. It's just lacking moisture. I did use this 3 times over the last 2 weeks, and there's still a ton left in this, and I will probably continue using it because it is really nice and full of moisture. Like, I used it this morning and I feel like my hair looks moisturized, feels moisturized, doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel sticky or crusty like you sometimes get with styling products. You're supposed to apply it to damp hair. However, I have had not a problem applying it to also dry hair. This morning when I put it in my hair was dry, and it's so soft and so buttery and feels just super smooth to the touch. Also, this is really kind of an odd consistency. It's very much like almost like a paste when it comes out. And you guys can see that on my hand. It kind of looks like a really thick, pasty night cream. I don't know if you guys can see that texture. It's just got the weirdest texture, and I do know that my hair is not the hair that this was built for, right? This is a coil enhancing moisture butter. So my hair is just definitely not the kind of hair that it is for. It still made my hair feel super moisturized. It still made my hair feel really good, and I will continue using it. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, just because it's not specifically for my hair. I do think that I can probably find a moisturizing butter that would be specifically for my hair and make my hair feel a lot like this one currently does. It's super windy outside right now. Sorry, my windows are rattling. I do my videos in a fishbowl and with pocket windows, so they kind of rattle a little bit.
Yeah, what was I saying even?
I do think that I could find a mask that would probably suit my hair better than this one, but I will continue to use that one. And I do think it's a great product. I do think it's probably would be amazing for those of you out there with coily or kinky hair. I do think that it would help. And I've heard wonderful things about Carol's Daughter as far as brand wise goes from many of my stylist friends. So I think that it would behoove you to purchase this if this is your certain hair type. It's almost 11 now, and I am filming. I'm trying to get a jump start on my weekend by filming late at night when everybody is still asleep. And this makeup has been on my face all day, you guys, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed by just everything on my face, right? But with that being said, if I look rough, that is why I am wearing lashes. Look at this.
I have way too many squirrel moments in my videos. I'm super sorry about that.
So let's talk about some skincare. The first thing I have here is this. It's the Dermalogica Active Moist. So this is $66 for 3.4 ounces or $42 for 1.7. I would say that if you are going to purchase it, probably the best way to purchase it would be in the 3.4 ounce form, because you are going to get more bang for your buck as far as how many dollars that you're spending on the product goes. There's a fly in here. It's gonna drive me nuts. This is a really lightweight moisturizer. It definitely doesn't feel greasy, and I think that it was made for oily skin, although on the website it does say that it's good for oily or dry skin because of its hydration factor. I do think it's a very hydrated formula, but this is what it looks like. It's very thin, very lightweight, very almost like gel water-based like consistency on it. It's a very nice moisturizer. I found that you could see texture improvement immediately, and I think that you guys can see that even on my hand when you look at this hand versus the other. It does have loads of hydration. I did feel that almost from the second I put it on. It is cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free. It has no fragrance in it whatsoever, which is nice, but it does have a little bit of almost like a menthol-y scent to it. It says it has skin balancing prebiotics. These provide balanced and long-lasting hydration in your skin, so it's going to help you over time and over more consistent use as well with the hydration of your skin, which I think is phenomenal for a moisturizer, that you're not just getting that immediate effect of moisture and hydration and then it goes away once it wears off. This is supposed to help your skin throughout time. In addition to that, it absorbs super nicely. It's very even in texture when it absorbs into the skin. Like, you don't have places in your skin where the absorption is a little less than other places. There are places on your skin that are probably going to have more hydration than others, so it's not impacted the absorption rate.
Something went wrong. Please try again. That scared me, Siri.
It doesn't impact absorption on how hydrated your skin is in one place or another. It does absorb rather consistently into your skin and quickly, and just feels really nice on the skin. Would I purchase it? Yes. I love Dermalogica actually, and this one didn't break me out. It was a very nice moisturizer. I felt like it was, even though it was water-based, which don't usually do it for my skin. Usually those gel formulas just don't quite give me enough hydration. This one did. I did feel like it hydrated my skin very well, that my skin looked better immediately and looked better continuously throughout the time that I used it. This is the Murad Hydro Dynamic Ultimate Moisture. So this is also a really nice moisturizing cream. It is a little thicker though. Its consistency is very much more like a night cream for sure. You guys can see that there, and you rub it in, and again, like I said, it does have a little bit thicker consistency than the Dermalogica stuff. So this is supposed to lock in your optimal moisture for at least 8 hours, and is thick, like I said, and showed you, but lightweight, very lightweight. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel tacky. It's not greasy by any means, and it doesn't leave a greasy like barrier aftermath. You know how sometimes your skin, you can feel it for hours afterwards on your skin. It doesn't do that. It does have a collagen support complex in it, so I loved that about it. It supports collagen in your skin, which as we age, you know, you lose the collagen in your skin, which helps to create the elasticity and helps your skin not to sag so much. And it is cruelty free and not fragranced either. It does not have any fragrance to it. I don't even smell like any kind of like mentholy or minty minty freshness to it. I don't smell any kind of like even clean scent. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It has no scent, period. What I would say about this is to be aware that it does have a retinoid in it. So if you purchase this, you wouldn't want to use it every day if you're not already using a retinol and your skin is not already used to it. With that said, I did that before I knew that it had a retinoid in it, and it really dried out my skin. So I ceased use of it, started using this, and then went back to this after researching it, and only used this every other day, used this the days opposite it. So the first week I used just this. The second week I used this for the first few days that I used it, and then realized that my skin was drying out, went back to that, and then read up on the ingredients in this and realized that there was a retinoid in it. I don't use retinols. I need a retinol. So my skin is not used to retinols, which is why it kind of dried me out in certain spots. After starting to utilize it differently, I didn't have any kind of reaction to it. I do love this. I would purchase this. This, however, is $75 for 1.7 ounces. So just keep in mind that's $30 more than the 1.7 ounce of this. So there's that. It is a very expensive moisturizer, but Murad is a very nice product. Behind my samples, I do have a couple of Murad products that have filtered in and out of my collection at times, and right now I'm actually using a moisturizer that has a heavy dose of sunscreen in it as my sunscreen for the day on my skin, especially when I'm not wearing any other makeup or anything. Murad is a really great product. I trust Murad as much as I trust Dermalogica. So yes, I would purchase that. I do think it's probably worth that $75. I always see differences made to my skin when I'm using either one of those brands. I think last week we had a Dermalogica sample that didn't really react to my skin very well. That is an anomaly situation. That hardly ever happens. I have a ton of Dermalogica that filters in and out of my stash, and I've never had a problem with any of them except for that one. All right, so next I'm gonna counter these at the same time because I had to utilize them in a different way than what they're intended. So I do have two foundation samples here, and you guys can see that they're just foil packets. This one is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation, and this one is the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. You can see that I used this one, but I also used this one. So I blended these two together to get what I thought was going to be enough for my face. I really do think it could have been enough for my face, but funny story, I ended up using it only as this part of my face, because I didn't think I was going to have enough of this foundation to cover my whole face, and I had already poured out some of the liquid foundation that I have in my project pan right now to mix with it. So I got these two out on my palette, mixed them together, and then I poured some liquid foundation from what's in my shop, my stash, or my project pan out onto the same palette, and then put in some darkening drops until it was the same color so that I wasn't different colored, but then only use this piece down on the bottom, well, from about here down. This is what I am wearing today from here down. The rest, the forehead, is my project pan foundation, but I actually quite like this foundation, and this truly, I think this little tiny itty bitty bit in here could have made my whole face happen. This is a $40 foundation for 1 ounce of product. This is their Milk Blur Liquid Foundation. There are 24 shades in this range, which typically I would be like, that's abysmal. Like, why even try? Why are you even trying? I do think that their range seems really healthy, and as a matter of fact, if I could say that they could use shades on one end of the spectrum or another, I would say that they probably need lighter shades more than they need deeper shades. They have a pretty great range of the deeper shades, although I'm sure that there are deeper shades on the like way deep spectrum that could be hit. just as there are light shades on the way light spectrum that could be hit. This is Clean Beauty. It's vegan, it's matte and full coverage, and it is blurring. I thought that that was fantastic, putting that on my face and having it look like I had 0 pores, especially right here in this nose area. Like, I was like, wow, where did all those pores go? I don't feel like they're there anymore. And I really do feel like it looks like my pores aren't there anymore. I loved it. It does have vitamin E in it to hydrate the skin, and a little tiny bit goes a very long way. These two, literally, they're not like bucketed. There is just a little tiny bit in each one of these little samples. You all know, you've gotten these paper card samples before. A little tiny bit could have probably covered my entire face. This is, however, not as full coverage as it's stated. I think that it is probably medium buildable. I definitely didn't have enough to build, but the one layer that I did was very medium coverage. I wouldn't call it full coverage. I mean, when you look at the bottom half of my face, it's been hours, I get it, but like I can see like little pimples that, like remnants of pimples peeking through in certain spots. So I do know that it's very medium coverage. If I had had just a smidge bit more, I probably could have built it up and had super full coverage. I do think that this is probably worth it. I wouldn't mind picking it up. The Milk Makeup Blur Stick, it has been on my list forever to pick up. I might just do that after my experience with this. I also don't feel like it was incredibly matte. I mean, looking at my skin, I don't powder my skin. I also don't really make it super dewy, and I've had this on my skin for a while. This is highlight, right? And this is highlight. Now my nose is highlight, and right here is highlight. But I don't think that this is super mattifying. I don't think it's dewy by any means, but I feel like it's more natural, maybe. So then we have this one here, and this one, I wanted to love this. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I can tell you, I don't know how I feel about this. There just wasn't enough. And granted, there are a bunch of different shades on this card, but truly there's not enough that are similar. Like this one was a little bit too yellow for my skin. This one was so light on me. Like I can't wear that color. Not even as a concealer can I wear that color. And if I tried to put this shade in with it, it wasn't turning out the right color. So I did just go ahead and just use the one, but you guys, there is like next to nothing in here. This states medium to full coverage, but it is such light coverage. I used it as concealer the day that I used it, and that was all fine and dandy, but that's about as far as it went, and it was so light that there was just no going anywhere else with it. I tried to utilize some of these other two colors that I have open here to get it a little bit built up so that my dark circles didn't show anymore, and that just didn't work. I just don't feel like this is at all a medium to full coverage foundation. So with that said, I can't really give you an honest opinion, because the only opinion I have of it, only utilizing this little tiny amount of it, is that it isn't as full coverage as it says it is. It's light at best. I would say tinted moisturizer at best. It does have 30 shades, but the shade range in those 30 shades, like the 24 shades that Milk Makeup has in their books, is far better than the 30 shades that Laura Mercier has for this foundation. There are, count it with me, 3 deep shades. And the rest of them are light to medium, maybe medium tan. I just don't... I think that that's really sad. I think that that's abysmal, and I think that you should do better as a brand. I really do think that you should do better. 3 deep shades is not enough. It's not enough. Out of 30, even the deepest of the deep shades even isn't super deep. So there's that. It is illuminating. I do like that. This is the deepest shade, y'all. So it is illuminating. I did like that. It does say it has 15 hours of hydration, that it gives your skin. I can't speak to that. It does have vitamin C in it. My skin loves vitamin C, so I did like that. It says it's supposed to help with brightening. I don't know that your foundation is really going to help with any kind of brightening of your skin, but maybe prolonged use, sure. It is pretty weightless because it's might as well be a moisturizer, and it does say that it's buildable. I couldn't tell you. I also think it looks very natural on your skin, and I think a lot of that comes from the sheerness of it. Would I purchase it? No. It's a $48 foundation for 1 ounce of product, and when I think about how much you would have to use to get the medium coverage foundation that you might want, I think that you would go through that product so fast. The last makeup item I have is this, and this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and I didn't open up these guys. I thought I could stick these into my giveaway drawer, and the reason why is because I own this. Pulling out the one I own, I do have the original, but I have tried. This one has original, and this one also has Sin. I've also tried the anti-aging one. I think that this isn't my favorite kind of eyeshadow primer. This is a, first of all, I hate the doe foot that comes in the full size, but this is a very sheer, just like liquid. I think of it as kind of like a liquid. It doesn't have any kind of like color correcting properties to it as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, I just don't like it. And I know I'm probably the lone man out there that doesn't like it. It does boast that it keeps your eyeshadow in place for 24 hours. It has blurring pigments to create soft focus effects. It is cruelty-free and vegan. I do think that Urban Decay does a super job of making sure your eyeshadow stays in one space, but I also think that there are other equally great eyeshadow primers that do the same thing with longevity purposes to your eyeshadow, that don't cost as much and are a little bit more emollient. I just don't feel like this is very hydrating on my eyes, and I also don't feel like it does my eyes any favors. I know that the anti-aging one is supposed to be better for aging eyes, but I feel like it's the same, honestly, as this one. The Sin one does have a little bit of a like a shimmery effect to it. It's supposed to go really well under shimmer shadows. I also prefer kind of a tackier base than what this provides. This does dry down really nicely. I do find that my mattes do go right over the top of this so nicely, but I find that my shimmers don't necessarily pop the way I want them to over the top of this primer. They would over the Sin. There are 6 different kinds of primer potions on here. You can get different primer potions depending on what you're looking for in your eye primer. I do think it's a good eye primer. It's just not my favorite kind of eye primer. I do like a little bit more emollient one. My favorites are like the MAC paint pots and like cream sticks like that of Sigma's eyeshadow primer stick, or even the KVD color correcting eyeshadow primer stick. I love those kind of primers, not this one. But this is a picture of what happens when you're not wearing a primer versus what happens when you are wearing a primer. And I do find this picture to be true, but I find it to be true of all eyeshadow primers, not necessarily the Urban Decay one. I do think that you could get primers that are going to be just as good as this one out there on the market for cheaper. The price of this is $24 for 0.33 ounces of product, so this is a full size. You can also get one that is just about half this size, 0.16 ounces, for $13. I think that's very nice that they offer that up to their customers. And then the last thing I have is this. This is the V-Line Chin Up Mask, and this is by Soleil. This is a $2.50 mask, and it's quite interesting, actually. I saved it. Show you guys. So this is the mask. Isn't this weird? And you put it on your face so that your mouth goes here, and then this is around your ears so that it goes like this. But you guys, this doesn't fit me from ear to ear. So there's that. Like, I don't think that my head is enormous either. So, I mean, I do have a big melon. I do know that my head is large, but I don't think that my head is enormous, so I don't understand why these are so small. I don't know why I have such a problem. I think this is not the first Soe mask that I've tried on my face that hasn't fit my face. I don't know. With that said, I did put it on, but it didn't really give the effects that it was supposed to, because by hooking to your ears back here, it's supposed to like be a compression mask that you wear to help tighten up all this stuff. And it couldn't do that because it didn't have, you know, I couldn't fit it from ear to ear. The price range on it is $2.50 to $4.50. You could pick it up at like Walmart or online, or, you know, probably Target or something like that. And the price is going to depend on which avenue you go to pick up the product. It is designed to lift and firm your jawline. Here's the other thing, you have to have it on for like 30 to 40 minutes. I just don't know if I could answer the door with that thing on my face. Like, I might terrify the neighborhood kids. And I literally saw zero difference. Honestly, I think a lot of it is because it didn't fit me in the way it was supposed to, so that compression effect wasn't there. So let's pull some new samples and then we'll get you out of here. Guys, these are my sample bins. First drawer is hair, second is skin, third is makeup, and we pull 1, 2, and 3 items. You guys can see the hair care drawer. So we're just going to reach in and pull one out. And this is the Aquage Shine Spray. I don't even know what that means. Does that mean it's a hairspray? And then for skin, we have Age Perfect Rosy Tone Eye Brightener by L'Oreal. Next we have a Matcha Essence Lotion by Cacao. This is the It Cosmetics Miracle Water. It's an anti-aging 3-in-1 tonic, so maybe like a toner. I have this. Ooh, this is by MAC. This is the Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in NC30. And we have this, which is a Beauty for Real lip gloss, it looks like. Yes, Starlust lip gloss. And then we have the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. And this is in M63. I don't know what color M63 is. Here's the thing though. I have a full-size version of this, so if this is not my shade, I am going to put this into my giveaway drawer and just use mine and then come back to you with my review of the product. I do like, even if it's something that I know I have, I do like involving it in the sample series still, because maybe you guys haven't heard my review of it yet. So there's that. I'm going to grab the face masks. Alright, this drawer here is sheet masks, so we're just going to open it up, reach in, pull one out. And this is a limited edition Oh Dear Detoxifying Lemon Sheet Mask by The Cream Shop. How cute is that? That obviously was bought in Christmas time. Alrighty guys, these are the samples that I have to use over the next couple weeks. And I'm excited. I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited about this. I've never used a powder foundation from MAC before. I don't think I've ever used any powder foundation except for that one from Bare Minerals. So I'm actually pretty excited about what we've got going on for the next couple weeks. So I look forward to coming back to you in a couple weeks and talking about these samples. If you have tried any of the samples that I just reviewed or the ones that I'm going to be using over the next couple weeks, please leave your thoughts on those products down in the comments section. Let us all learn from you, and maybe I used something wrong and had a different experience than what you've had with a product. I would love for the community out here to know what your thoughts and opinions are on those products as well. Help a girl out. Help a sister. With that being said, I do hope that you guys also enjoyed my video and you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. I also hope that you liked it, or me, enough that you're considering coming back. So again, subscribe to my channel. Come watch me some more. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. I do upload content multiple times a week. I wouldn't want you to miss anything. I hope that 2021 is treating you all kindly. I hope that you and yours are well, and that when you're out in public, you're wearing your masks if for no other reason but to protect yourself. I hope that you all are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye everyone.